you open yourself to acceptance. The results that can be so infectious, catapult and you see the projection. You just gotta know.
Alright, hello YouTube, my name is Wysol and I'm going to be doing a video today on my main meal. Because my last video was my superfood concoction. So I'm going to be doing my main meal that completes my day, completes macros for the day. I personally don't count macros like I've said before. But this just finishes. I used to count macros, I used to be a PT, I used to go to the gym a lot, so I used to do it and then I stopped doing it because I knew what I was eating, so I didn't need to count macros anymore. But I'll do it for you at the end. I'm going to weigh everything up as well today. Don't normally do that, but this is going to be one meal, this is going to be a big meal. Again, watch my previous video first. I have two meals. I have a superfood concoction and one cooked meal and then fruit. Okay? So my superfood concoction would contain 20 to 30 grams of protein and this meal is going to contain 20 to like 40 grams of protein. Okay? And then if you need a bit extra, you can have some extra on a different meal and you can add some other stuff that has more protein in. So you could add like meat replacements. I don't really do meat replacements, but you can do like tofu, tempeh, add that in, get an extra like 15 grams of protein on like your meal if you need it. Again, I personally don't care about protein consumption, etc, etc, but I know people that watch this may do. Okay? Firstly, I'm going to be using some canned food today. Canned food is not that great for you, for your vibration, because it's locked and caged, okay? I just can't find the raw beans for cheap anywhere. Like, I found a place, but it's not cheap. It's like 200 grams for like a fiver, which is not worth it. So, you got some choices. Kala chana, chickpeas, obviously kidney beans, black-eyed beans, loads of different types of beans, okay? And you're gonna need some coconut milk, okay? With the lentils, I'll show you the ingredients instead of listing them out firstly. Lentils, like so. If you don't know about lentils, let's see if, I don't know if this is focusing, but per 100 grams is 24 grams of protein. I'm going to be putting 100 grams of lentils alone in this, so 100 grams of this is 24 grams of protein. That's the same amount of protein as my superfood concoction in 100 grams of lentils. Okay? You could switch lentils out for another kind of split bean, which I have as well. I haven't opened these yet because I haven't finished my lentils. But again, per 100 grams is, I don't know if that's going to focus, 21 grams there. I'll quickly show you, let's say 24 grams from 100 grams of lentils, and then you've got 100 grams chickpeas, 7.3 grams, okay? Again, this is a big meal. One meal is a big meal. I'm going to eat a whole can and 100 grams plus extra in one meal, okay? I'm weird. Get over it. Alrighty. Carbs that you can add is rice. I don't really like rice lately because you've got to cook it with water, and typically you're going to use tap water to cook it, and tap water contains fluoride. So I'm not a fan of rice right now. So I'll be using sweet potato. You can either use purple potato or orange potato, up to you, or brown potato or red potato. Go for red potato over brown potato, or go for sweet potato. Okay? Either one, I'm going to use purple potato, so I'm going to put my orange one back. Alright, half an onion, some garlic. You can add whatever extra ingredients you want to this. You can cook this how you want it. I'm going to be cooking it in a kind of Indian style today. You can cook it in like a Thai curry. You could do it with soya sauce and stuff like that. Bunch of different sauces you can add to this, and a bunch of different ways you can cook it for how you like it, okay? Again, I'm going to cook it like an Indian style. I might do another video on Filipino food actually. That would be a good one. Yeah, I'm going to do that some other time. That'll be some other time because I'm going to do two, you see. Anyway, Don't throw your seeds away and don't throw your scraps away. Put them somewhere and throw them in your soil outside. So I'm gonna get a little bowl ready. I always get a little bowl ready for scraps and stuff anyway. Because that's just me, it saves it leaving it on the side, and then I have a bowl for the ingredients. It saves me keeping them on the chopping board. So I put the scraps in one bowl, throw them in the soil, and keep the obvious food that you're going to use. Got 2 tomatoes, 2 pieces of garlic, half an onion. I've run out of Scotch bonnet, so I'm going to have to use chili flakes and a green chili. I'm pretty sure this one's jalapeno and this one's sweet pepper, that's what they sell at the market, so I'm going to go with that. I will be using some kale. I don't know why I got these out because I'm not going to use those. Mushrooms and aubergines. Add some other stuff to this as well. Mushrooms contain protein. Oh, green peas. So these two, ignore the aubergine on the top of my mushrooms, but these 2 mushrooms and green peas also contain protein as well. So you're getting a bunch of it in this meal. Yeah, I complete my protein intake in 2 meals. 2 meals. Sometimes I'll have like a protein snack bar if I'm craving something, but that's just because I'm a pig. Anyway, I'll put like a tiny bit of thyme on the top once I put all the sauce and stuff in as well. I've got my seasoning there, I will show you when I add them in. The camera is not getting it at the moment. Anyway, I'll add some kale. So, first thing you're going to start cooking is the lentils and potato. You're going to need to clean the lentils first as well. Cook lentils kind of like rice. Where's my small pot? Our sink's kind of broke, so we shoved everything in here. I'm going to have to use you. I'm going to use you. I'm going to cook everything in this tub. This is how to show, just to show you. This is essentially a meal for one, and I'll typically eat it out of this big ass thing. Okay? And I'm completely different than a lot of people. I eat different. So, washing your lentils, weighing them first. So that's at 0, 0. Then I'm going to add 100 grams of this in. And that is 100 grams. Alright, 100 grams of lentils. Pop it in. Wash it. Like rice, wash it, otherwise it starts bubbling. Okay? I might skip this bit, I probably will, because I'm going to rinse it like 5 times, and I don't expect you to watch me rinsing lentils. So I'm going to rinse it like 5 times, get all the bubbles out of your lentils. Again, do it until the bubbles get out. Okay? Alrighty, so I washed it a few times. Now, you probably will still get bubbles pop up. Just get a ladle thing and scoop it out. That's what you got to do. But before you put these on the hob, you're going to chop your potatoes up. Stick your potatoes in the oven for a bit until these are done and you've started doing the other stuff. And then chop the potatoes up first. Stick the potatoes. You don't have to stick the potatoes in this. I'm going to, because I like this. There's no point in mixing the sauce after you cooked it. Why don't you just mix it beforehand? Anyway, tip: don't cook with tap water. Fluoride, for obvious reasons. Bottled water, go for bottled water. Health is wealth. It's why biscuits are cheap as fuck and fruit is expensive. They're trying to fuck with your health. Anyway, bottled water, cook it like rice. Add some water in. Make sure the lentils are not stuck to your sides. You can cook it like rice, so if you don't know how to cook rice, I use my thumb. Depending on the size of your thumb, you want to go to the second crease. Again, depends on the size. My thumb is bigger than my mum's, So my mum's going to go to that fingernail. No, she'll go to a different spot, not the fingernail, because obviously it's smaller. But it depends on you. So just put a bit in. I don't even need to measure it because I'm used to it. So that is enough for me. I'm going to chop my potatoes. Potato. Like so. Wash your potato first as well. You can wash the potato with tap water. Just wash it a bit in case there's any dirt on it, because obviously potato comes out of the ground. So just use your brain a little bit there. I'm going to chop it into little slices. So. Probably wondering why haven't I preheated the oven? Okay, I'm not going to preheat the oven. I want these to slightly slowly cook inside, so I'm not preheating the oven. I do that for chips, sweet potato chips as well, so it slowly cooks inside as well before it starts getting crispy on the top. Little oven tip there. And that's going to go in the ground. Alright. Now you can put the oven on. And now you can put the lentils on. So, alright, you don't need to put oil on these potatoes at all. You just want them to start like heating and cooking. So, stick those in. I put it on like gas off 180, 200 for like literally until the lentils are done. They've been drained a little bit because you just don't want the added water in. I mean, if you're using bottled water, you can do it. But yeah, once that's done, once this is sorted, chop your onion, garlic, peppers, stick them in a bowl. Okay? You're not going to put the tomato at the same time as, if you want to, you can. I'm not going to because I want the tomato kind of, a bit of tomato there, and I don't want it to break down. So I'm going to add tomato after the onions and like the peppers and stuff is cooked. So garlic, swish it. If you didn't know how to break down garlic, whack it. You know how to whack it. Like my mum whacks it all the time. Like it sounds like someone's knocking on the door. You'd have to fucking just squish it. Chop it. Turn it and chop it again. That's just how I do it. You could even do this. Slightly dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but if you know what you're doing, you can do that. Garlic. Some people say don't have garlic all the time because it's medicine, but when you're getting attacked, when your health's getting attacked all the time, should you not be having medicine all the time? That's something to think about. Onion, take the skin off. I've chopped it in half already because I'm only using half an onion. Like so. Chop it up. This is funny onion. Alright. Off. Flip it, chop, 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 chop. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom. Stick it in the bowl. Again, don't just leave it on there because you're going to need to chop other stuff, so you need some space. Chopped up. Peppers chopped up. And chop the top in the bowl. If you want to keep the seeds, stick your seeds in a bowl instead of putting them in the bin. Squeeze it out. Or you can put the seeds in. I personally don't notice the difference between sea spice and the pepper spice. I like spice, so I don't really notice the difference. But yeah, just squeeze the top and pop it in like so. Or you can split it in half. On a thin chili, you might want to split it in half. Again, you can adjust this spice to how you like. Normally I have it hot. I use a Scotch bonnet or a lager, which is why I would put coconut milk in it to kind of douse it down. You can have this as sweet and sour food as well. It's luscious sweet and sour food. Anyway, sure. You can chop them all at the same time if you want. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. These ones are going to break down when you cook it. Alright, that is a green chili, jalapeno, and a sweet pepper. That's just what I like to put in. You can put what you want in. If you want it like not spicy, then don't put spices in. But then there might not be point in putting coconut. Actually, no, coconut milk tastes good. Anyway, so that is the chopped stuff: garlic, onion, peppers. Okay, those will go in before any of these. These are going to go in after the things start cooking, and that's done. And potatoes are slightly cooked. Plus the beans. I'm going to use what haven't I had in a while. I'm going to use chickpeas. Alrighty. So once those are chopped up, you can stick them in. People say heat up your oil first. It doesn't matter. Like, seriously, it doesn't matter. I like to prepare my food, get everything ready so I can cook it like quickly. So I don't put oil in it. Yeah, I'm gonna put my shit in. Put as much oil as this lot needs, and then heat it up. You don't have to heat up your oil first. You honestly, you don't. Like, you don't. Anyway, once that's still cooking, chop up the rest of your stuff. So, I didn't weigh those up because that's just what I use in general. I will weigh up these added stuff like the mushrooms and the green peas. I'm just gonna empty this out here. Alright, green peas, how much are we going to be using? I normally grab like 6 of them. Again, I don't use a lot because these last long. And because I have a lot of other stuff added into it. Otherwise, if I add like 10 of these, I'm going to have loads of food. Like, loads of it. You don't have to chop off the tops. I would just chop off the kind of stalky tops. Green peas. You can obviously add peas, sweet corn to this. You can add whatever fruit and veg you want, like legit. Aubergine. Not a lot of this, so not that much. Oh, I didn't even weigh it, did I? It's chopped already. That's no more. That's like 30 grams, 40 grams of green peas. 40 grams of green peas. Aubergine. So yeah, not a lot of aubergine. I'll cut this bit in half. This is just to add a different variety of vitamins and minerals into your meal, which is why I've got a bunch of different spices as well. The reason why these don't go in at the same time as onions and stuff is because these don't need a lot of time to start cooking and allowing like the flavors to kind of blend in with each other. Mushrooms. I put a decent amount of mushrooms in because they break down small. So probably, yeah, 100 grams is perfect. 100 grams of mushrooms. Mushrooms. The beans and lentils are going to go in at the same time as these. And then you're going to let it boil for a good... You could slow boil it for longer if you want to add more flavour. Or if you were like... If you have a slow cooker, you can put this all in a slow cooker as well. And like cook it while you're at work or something. That is a funky mushroom. Anyway, mushroom's done, and then we're going to chop the kale up. And then those lentils are literally nearly done by the time we've chopped all of this shit up. Literally. I don't need to chop those up actually. They're pretty broken down already. I'm going to take out these stalky bits though. You don't have to do this, I'm just going to take it out because I don't really want it today. There's a lot of them, so I'm just going to take these ones out. Alright. Again, lentils are nearly done. Potatoes should be decently cooked. Tomatoes in with these. Obviously make sure your tomatoes have seeds. So you don't have... If anything that you buy does not have seeds, it is genetically modified. How does something that grows, there's a plant that grows, how does it regrow without a seed? Think about that, if you don't think about that. Anyway, chop your tomatoes. If you want more tomatoes, add more tomatoes. I only need 2, so I'm only adding 2. The way I chop them is I chop them in half, then chop it fully in half, and then slice it like 4 times. Kind of like an onion. So half, not fully, chop, chop, chop. And once you put them into your pan, those are going to kind of break down. And alright, lentils are done. Drain. Grab like something to stop the lentils from falling out. Alright. To whoever invented a pan with a metal fucking handle, luckily I can resist heat. You're a twat. Don't drain your lentils in a colander because they're going to slide through the bloody colander. Colander's way too big holes for it. Drain it until the lentils start falling down. Right, done. Let's check on potato. There you go. Cool. I'm going to turn those off, grab them out. They're going to stay there. You're going to probably look at this and thinking, how the fuck does a guy that's like slim eat that fucking thing? I'm not going to show you me eating it, but still. I'm still trying to stop swearing as well. You can also add at the end some lemon or lime. I won't today because I don't really do that with coconut milk. It's just something that I don't do. I don't know why I don't do it. I don't think it goes well together. If I don't add coconut milk, I will squeeze some lemon and stuff in it. Anyway, get your thyme ready. You're going to need a lot of it. And you're going to take this out as well. I will show you the herbs I'm adding in a sec, or the herbs and spices and stuff. So, a little bit of thyme. Actually, I'll bring all of my herbs and spices over to here. So, I use hot madras curry powder, tandoori masala powder. You can swap this out for paprika. I just use this because it's got a bunch of other stuff already in it. So, That's what I use. If you don't have chilies, obviously you can use chili flakes, cumin, sea salt. I've got some black Himalayan salt here. Garam masala, turmeric, basil, oregano. And you can add cinnamon, but again, this tandoori masala has got it in, so I'm not going to add it. So yeah, basil, oregano, turmeric, garam masala, and is that it? That is it, yes. Alright, again, you don't need to add paprika if you're using like a tandoori mix. But you can, obviously, if you're not using a tandoori mix. Alrighty, oil. I'm not using that big thing, I don't use that to cook, that's just families. They use it to cook if they like to deep fry shit, so. Oil I'll be using is cold pressed rapeseed oil. And you don't cook with a lot of it, so drizzle it on the top of your onions, garlic and mixture. I will show you how much I'm putting in, because it's not a lot. And you're gonna need a bit extra more than you think, obviously you're adding stuff in. But like there's not a lot in there. Okay? And there's things falling off the fridge. I'll do that next. Alright, so stick it on. Get your canned stuff so if you're doing this without canned beans, you're going to need to cook the beans prior, okay? I've struggled to find the big bag of beans that I normally use, so I need to use canned stuff because I can't get the beans, which is annoying. I feel like there's going to be a food shortage. Don't take my word on that, but that's what I feel. It's really weird. If you don't have tomatoes, you can get away with canned tomatoes as well, but that's just if you don't have it. Also, you do not need all of this coconut milk. You need about half for one person, or 1 meal, and a whole can for 2 meals. Drain if you're using canned stuff, drain the shit. Drain it. I'll show you what I mean. This is where you use the colander. Don't use colander on the lentils. Drain your stuff. I'm going to be cooking this for like 5 minutes until it breaks down a little bit. If you like to have like crunchy onions or like dense onions and not like broken down onions, don't cook it as long. I don't mind either way, so sometimes I cook it quick, sometimes I don't. It depends on how I'm feeling. Anyway, drain the canned stuff. I will show you why I need to drain it. Because I don't know if you're going to be able to see. No, I don't think you're going to be able to see, and it's dripping on the floor. So. Alright, let me get so yeah, just rinse it a little bit. Low water pressure, rinse it. Get the bubbles away. Get the bubbles away. Alright, that'll do. Put it on the side for a sec. Go back to your thing. Stir it. Next in is this. Put it in for like a couple of minutes, and then you're going to put the lentils, potatoes in. spices, coconut milk and beans. Okay, I might need a bigger pot, but no one. So, boom. Alright, not sure where it cut out there, but I turned it off because it cut out. But we are letting this bit break down. It could be like 5 minutes. Mushrooms to get smaller. Again, I'm in the middle of breaking down my potatoes a bit more. Excuse me. That's what happens when you cook around peppers and stuff. The seeds. Alright, so you can. I'm personally not going to weigh the powders, but on average you want like a teaspoon of kind of these two, or a tablespoon, between a teaspoon and a tablespoon, a little bit of like turmeric, garam masala and like cumin, and obviously a little bit of basil and oregano. And I'm not going to be adding crushed chili because I've added chili into it. Yeah. Alright. Keep stirring this. Alrighty, from here, potatoes. Stir it in. Your pot might be getting a bit full by now. You've still got lentils to add in. And some sauces. So, I'm going to be putting the herbs in before the lentils so they can get mixed in a lot quicker. So, thyme, oregano, basil, a little bit. That was way too much. Alright, a little bit of these two, garam masala. Not even a lot. Turmeric. Not a lot. Well, so while you're doing this, turn your heat all the way down. Just while you're adding the peppers and stuff, so the stuff at the bottom does not get burned. A little bit of that. And a bit of this. I like my stuff spicy, so that's going to go on the outskirts of that. And then tandoori masala then. Add some of that in. That's a tablespoon of each of these, definitely. Alrighty, lentils, coconut milk. Shake it first. What size is this? It's a weird can. It's a weird ass can. Alright. Chop that open and I'll use the lid. Alright. Lentils in. Probably thinking, this guy doesn't eat this in one fucking meal. Yes, I do. Just because I ain't hench doesn't mean I ain't got fucking energy and power. Alright. Coconut milk. Half. Stir. Now from here you can actually leave it to slow cook like this. Or if you want your meal a bit faster, just turn up the heat. This is very similar to a dal. If you've cooked a dal before, very similar. Alright, lentils stirred in. Get that thyme stuck in. And then beans. Or the chickpeas, or whatever bean kind of thing you put in. I don't know if we have them at the moment, but the next meal that I'll probably do a video on is, it's a Filipino meal. I don't think we have them, but I'll just check. Yes, we do. No, I'm not going to show you, it's a surprise. But yeah, that's a good meal. It tastes amazing too. Alright, stir this stuff in. Literally, the reason I use this pot is because it fits perfectly with this balanced bowl. Yeah. And don't forget your salt, like I nearly did. Not a lot. 1, 2, 3. You can add pepper as well if you want. I don't really find I need it because I add chili in. But if you're not adding chili in, you can add pepper in. But like I said, you can make this with any type of sauce you want. I may even do another video on making it with sweet and sour sauce, because you can make it with any sauce you want. Anyway, that is most of it. I'm going to stick this in the fridge. I wish I kept the lid on. Oh well. Even goddamn Coke. That's not my milk, by the way. I live with meat eaters, so I'm basically shielding myself all the time with crystals and like mental, how I think and stuff like that. I've got like an intuition arm, a grounding arm, and a grounding ring, EMF neck. I've got like 3 EMF things, and like grounding crystals and grounding. I've got like a little grounding spell going on in my room constantly. Alright, you can add lid to this if you want to. It's up to you. I don't need to, so I'm not going to. But I am going to leave this to cook for a while. At least 15 minutes on low heat. So, what I'm going to do is leave that there for a little bit, cut the video out and come back when it's done. So I forgot to add the kale, so I'll do that now. You can add loads of different greens. You can add lettuce, spinach, like kale, add whatever green you like, honestly. I'm not going to use a lot of this because I need some for my smoothie tomorrow. And there's not a lot of this left. There's loads of stalk. I don't really want the stalk. All you're doing by adding different things is getting different vitamins and minerals that your body needs. If you eat the same plain stuff on like a daily basis, you're not getting the vitamins and minerals your body needs. This is why you just add varied stuff into your food. The reason vegans are healthier than meat eaters isn't because of the vegan diet, it's the variety in the diet. It's not because they eat plants, it's because they have a variety of food. Most people that aren't plant-based will eat the same shit every day, every week. But with this, you can add so many different stuff. Like I said before, I've got 2 different types of split beans. So I could have had lentils or torda. I could have added different beans. All going to give me different lipoproteins. Could have added rice. Those different things. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out. I'll wait until it's cooked. stick it in the bowl, and I'll show you that it all fits in the bowl. And then that'll be the video. I'll probably add the macros at the end. I'll have to calculate them and stuff based on what I put in. It is going to be an approximate because obviously you're going to have different macros for the powder and stuff. But yeah, it will be an approximate. So we'll see you then. Also, last bit at the end. This is why you keep your seeds. If you plant your seeds, you're going to grow a load of food, and I will show you now actually. Alright, so it's a bit windy out here, but this is why you want to keep your seeds. Now these are strawberries. I think you can see some growing there. Yep. There was some potatoes growing in that. That is some random spring onions. Or some pak choy. Stopped growing those because we used them. We planted some garlic. But over here, peppers. Peppers galore. And we've even got some growing here. Let me see if I can get that on camera. Zoom in on that thing. Yeah man. Yeah man. Chilies. And these aren't growing that great. These are like courgettes and stuff, but alrighty, we're back. So I left this to boil for like a good 15-20 minutes. You can do it for longer again if you want to. But that is done and good for me. So we'll just turn it off. Again, I eat this thing. I'm gonna pour this whole thing into here. Ooh. Boom. Perfect. Perfect. Like so. You can actually mash the potatoes as well, but how is that? Let's turn the light on. Let's see. Anyway, that is that. I'll probably put the camera like close to it or something. There you go. That is that, and that is a big fat bowl that I will munch. Yes, I'm gonna munch it all. Okay, that's my dinner, and then the rest I'll probably have like a bit of watermelon, a bit of mango. I'll probably have some mango like in the evening, and then before bed I'll have a bit of watermelon because it's got less sugar and more water. But yeah, that's me. Yeah, that is my main meal. Again, I might have different meals. I do eat, obviously eat different. I'm not going to eat this every day. I'll have a different meal. It's going to contain similar macros because you need your macros. Like, protein is used not just for muscles, but it's for your skin, your nails. Like, you are protein. Fat is used for not just fat. It's used for organ protection and nutrient absorption. Carbohydrates is your body's main source of energy. Fruit and sugar. Sugar is your body's favorite source of carbs. Serious. The human's favorite source of carbs is sugar. And this is why they lie to you, say sugar's bad for your teeth. Sugar's not bad for you, man. Sugar's like literally, like when you eat fruit, it makes you feel good, right? And if you eat some mango, you're like, oh, this is amazing. Anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you.